is rippling. Love, 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 love. Welcome, Bunny Coven. It's me, Elohai, and today we're gonna do a little pendulum channeling for you. As you guys requested, the next viewer requested topic that we would talk about today is aliens. If you have any other topics you would like me to channel on in the future, feel free to give them in the comments or DM me. Yeah, so let's keep going. I'm happy you're here, Bunny Coven. I hope you're doing well. I send you blessings to the ether today. As our multidimensional friends, we're only going to be channeling from a source, from benign, loving energy. I already set the intention ahead of time that there is no malevolence, nothing tricking us, nothing trying to harm us during this message. I ask that you, Bunny Coven, watch this with high discernment, my friends. Yes, this is entertaining, but do as you will. In the end of the day, you know what resonates at the end of the day. Don't argue with me, you know. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that came to my head is we are going to mainly be talking about the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, and the Sirians today, and the Lyrans. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. We are not going to be discussing any other multidimensional races at this time for the purpose of this channeling session. That is not to say that they do not exist. They definitely do. Maybe some of you resonate with something completely outside of this discussion, and that is completely okay. Different cultures in a way, don't you think? Different moments in time, different timelines, speeding up, collapsing on top of each other. Acknowledgement. Press, P-R-E-C ally, Prec ally. Maybe Prec is standing for a certain council. We're going back to the council, but more like guardian angels are connected to councils as well, supporting a compliance factor. Intermediate internships, literally the entities have a similar thing in which they go through cycles where they're supporting a very specific cause in a way. Like it's more upgraded in the sense where it's not like they're not getting monetized for this. It's not like a human capitalistic type idea. It's just working with higher timelines, like seeing the endurance of an entity's the light being cycle within a certain atmosphere is accumulated over I don't want to say time here. It's like a bridge. I'm trying to cross the bridge to understand this. But we're going to rest. We're resting the allowance energy. It's because if you think about allowances, it's funny because allowance has been coming up a lot for me in my psychic personal life, but the idea of allowance is more like a family figure, like someone who you don't legally sign a document. You're just kind of already in the group, already in the family, and they want to support you, but they want you to still help clean the house. They want you to help still clean the timeline, present things within the timeline. It wants to go back to endurance, so maybe we're not understanding how much they will do all at once, how many timelines they're interfering with. They want one in particular, one, you could say agenda. You could say agenda for sure. Gotta get them in there. Gotta catch them all! Obviously there's gonna be some. Same individuals popping up over and over again, whistle blowing over and over again, giving you the thumbs up. That the aliens are cool, but some of them are not cool. Please make sure to question even your guides. So something that me, going into my personal life and what I do with my magic now, is when I'm talking to my guides, I ask them their name. So if I know Diego is coming, I know Diego's the one talking to me, because Diego will always be said. It'll always come through the same texture, the same tone, the same voice. Whatever that means for how I'm communicating with that guide. I've had other guides who specifically who specifically, just like my ancestors, will give me nicknames, and these nicknames are reoccurring. So I know I'm establishing a relationship with the same entities, the same ancestors, the same alien spirit guides. Do you understand? Some of you have also experienced something similar to me, in which while you're meditating, you have heard voices specifically sing or talk to you, like almost like they're manifesting for you, but they would do it in a language you have not heard said by humans. Some people call these light codes or light languages. When I have heard them, I've heard them more than once. It's always like a feminine and a male voice speaking at the same time for me, and they speak very rhythmically in what they're saying. But I mean, maybe if I practiced and spoke with them and got closer with them, I could be able to give over the recite what they're doing, what they're saying. But I have strongly felt extreme peace and calm presence whenever this has happened. It's very similar to when I'm asking the angels of highest benevolence for peaceful like commentary or help, support. That always comes through specific ways. I feel like the alien conversation just very much just wants to be like, do y'all understand the difference between benevolent and not benevolent? Are you working on that even in your individual practice? Because it is silly at this point in time to think that there's no evil. If there are evil humans, there are evil spirits, there are evil entities. There's just not even an entity. This needs to be understood too. Not even like, it's like, it goes back to the purple haze. It's just literally just energies fucking moving. Like a light body just fucking flowing. Minding its own goddamn business. Probably doesn't care about you. I'm sorry. It doesn't care about you. It's just, it's minding its business. It's minding its business. If it happens to walk up in your space, it's because it was in the way of whatever its purpose, its plan was to do. Go-to plans though is to eating. Eating. What are they eating, spirit? Not human emotions. Sorry, that wanted to come out that way. But it's not human emotions. They're not feeding off of you. They're not feeding off of your fear. They're not doing that. They're not doing that here. The demons will do that, but we don't need to talk about that. That won't even come out. But let's clear it in ground. Let's clear it in ground. Shout out to Alchemy and you. Let's clear it in ground. Just shout out to all the fellow people who do consider themselves light workers though and starseeds. Like, if that's your vibe, that's your vibe. But spirit is very strongly giving over this sense, especially for the starseeds and light workers, we should be careful. It's giving me the same vibe of how like a lot of people still, if you say witch, it's like bad territory. They don't like that. They immediately shun you, demonize you, blah 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 blah. I think there's just a warning that over time, more and more, the starseeds and light workers will be disrespected because of the descriptions that they're giving for their spiritual practices and the pace at which they're doing their things. So the schizophrenia. Some of you may have had to deal with others being alarmed or trying to disarm your powers, being even threatening towards your mental state because they don't want to believe that you can experience the things that you're experiencing. And I kind of have given my own little spiel about being confident and courageous in the spiritual world, but spirit is especially saying for the descriptors of light workers and star seeds to be looked at carefully. Interesting. Connecting with the Syrian energy right now. Very specific, benign, benevolent, loving, highly supportive, accumulating the allowance energy. I hope that worked. It just said like low battery, so I got interrupted. But going back to the Syrian, Lyrian, I want to say Lyran, but Lyrian I feel like would be the way to pronounce. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I just see words come up a lot, amongst obviously like feeling and sensing and hearing. But right now this pendulum dowsing moment seems very like word heavy. So forgive me if you were used to hearing your guides speak about certain interdimensional cycles or energetic groupings of physical bodies, physical consciousness together, because I feel like a lot of us are channeling specific things and interacting with similar information for a fucking reason. big boss moves, do not ignore the alien energy around the room, especially on the internet and stuff, and other people who just casually bring it up. You never know, you never know, you never know. There's divine offers happening here for the courageous ones who can see and appreciate. There's like an appreciation factor of like kind of being like kind-hearted ahead of time and open-minded to the differences and and what is applied within your relationships, like permanently. There isn't impermanent things, but there's also there's a very big understanding there's like a permanent dynamic between certain relationships. Going back to like the guardian angel type vibe, like your guardian angel will have a certain control agenda thing they will need to kind of guide by in order to help the character build the story. We're going creator mode, but we're going co-creator mode right now in order to describe the significance and the delusion, decluttering, the idea of animal relationships with humans, even eating them, poaching them is coming out, using their fur, pets is coming out heavy, very strongly. Please, okay. Seclusion, no. Pets, animals, the process of applying. In order to be on the earth plane, there's like an application process is what's coming out. We're doing this as a this is not the exact thing. We're using this as a temporary hive mindset to kind of see things in hindsight of how this will play out. But again, this is temporary vocabulary Elohai will be using to help seclude a very specific inclusive timeline to better, it wants average rating. We want the average rating to be high in terms of how we describe the sky. That's how it wants to come out. So interesting. Shower. We don't shower. Is that what you're saying? We do shower. That wants to come out. I think that's funny. Maybe someone specifically wanted to hear about the styles of the alien, like their lifestyle. Where we're talking about the Arcturians shower. A similar showering idea of like cleansing the body, meaning to purify the body, ridding it of energy throughout the day. They're like dirty, dirty, dirty. Someone's saying dirty, dirty, dirty. So yeah, I guess I gotta deal with that too. Going back to the style of the Arcturians. Okay, going to the Pleiadian style. I'm seeing like purple and blue, like darker shades pop up now, with like green, actually like green straight line, the diagonal. It's kind of a weird image to give over. Newspapers, not on Earth, correct? Newspapers not on Earth, like the idea of news, of like sharing information consciously, is deserted. Is this correct? For the Arcturians specifically, they're saying like there's no need to have like a newscaster in their paradigm and their shifting progress. It doesn't make sense to have a mainstream of certain things because consciously it just doesn't fit. It's like a limitless playground, like a limitless way of living, because they're not having to follow along, like tagging along. I'm seeing March of the Penguins right now again. That's come up before in these. Interesting. They don't got that. They don't care. Tit down till the trophies start. Oh my goodness. Celebrities being aliens. We're talking or pushing an alien abduction. Like the government's like spilled the beans. They spilled the beans. They're crying over spilt milk. We didn't fucking do anything. We were just trying to vibe with the animals, says the Arcturians, and they try to come over here, and they try to dismantle us, and they try to make it seem like we're entangled in this whole thing that was just the government the whole time. They keep lying to y'all. Lying about the animals too. Lying about the animals too. They're health advocates. Ring, 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 ring. Banana found sexual advancement. We're bringing back to pregnancies. It's like an orientation vibe. Like you get to school, and they're like, hey guys, this is your new locker. This is the gym. This is where the alien animals live. This is where we research them. We're talking college now. This is where we research the alien animals in the back. They're at the forefront because this is actually how this research technology, this research facility is receiving more technology because we have received a purpose, a plan A, plan B, plan C. There's a million. Okay, there's an understanding that it's going past the amount of plans. Like, there's not one plan. There's a whole bunch of motherfucking plans. Man on wolf. Man on wolves. The Octurians. Play the game well. What do you win in the end? What do you win? The lottery? No! We don't want to help you with that. Pay attention. We're acknowledging we don't want to monetize our gifts, our relationships. I'm seeing patron, is that kind of like when you work with other citizens, you're a good patron? Am I saying that word correctly? I hope it's understood. It's almost like citizenship, but not citizenship. More like kinship. Okay. But please have discernment. Again, some of us may have already have access in terms of energetically feeling, channeling certain beings, certain entities that we would say yes are aliens, but it's understood that not all of them are aliens. And if you have a hard time figuring this out, you should really call out to the universe, to your guides, and understand how powerful you are. And I hope that you will find ways to establish the differences in energy, especially ones that are trying to communicate directly to you. If you are having these ongoing relationships, because some of them are very ongoing for years, for some of you, you may communicate with the same exact being or a group of beings, a council, if you will. Some of you are literally already on the council. In your dream world, you get to, they're saying like dreamscape, like you get to escape when you're in a dream because you don't have to deal with the human flesh thing. But this is very powerful. I'm seeing like Gatorade though, like some of us need to drink a little we need more nutrients if we're going to continue on this channeling and energetic journey. Some of you don't want to call it channeling, but you want to just refer to it as downloads, easily manifesting, effortless manifestations also can come with the support of Arcturians and Syrians want to be recognized right now, and Lyrians want to be recognized right now, specifically for support. The Palladians are on a different wave, different frequency would be the better word to choose. A higher frequency is needed to easily assess your friends at certain points of times. Sometimes these bumps on the roads is because certain territory does not need to be crossed, or it could be at the same time, the same road, the same crossing is at a higher privilege to the one, the being not physically present with you, but more telepathically trying to communicate, in which a way they have to make sure that you're on the best timeline in order to not mess with free will, in the sense that certain things are undescribed to those who are in phantom territory, like ghost ship, like you. Some of you have like kind of guardian angel type vibe. The guardian angel will help control with source. They are benign in nature. Correct. To help your guardian. Sorry, let me clear it down real fast. But I want to center myself when speaking about this guardian angel presence, because it's understood that this is interdimensional, while the alien entities would be multidimensional, in the sense that the essential parts of them, as light, as the source, as the vessel. The interdimensional beings, Arcturians coming through as a sharp object. Interesting. Something need to be cut into. Sharp. I just keep saying sharp, sharp, sharp. Object. No. Maybe the skin? Not the skin, not the vessel, but sharp. Interesting. We're gonna keep going.